My beloved child, your life just changed, because the moment I saw you, everything I thought I knew about time, purpose, pain, success, fear, and even love rearranged itself like the world had been waiting for your face to appear so it could finally make sense, and I need you to hear this as a message meant for you, not for a crowd, not for applause, not for likes, not for anyone else. I saw you and something inside me decided, quietly but completely, that I would never again live with half a heart, and that's the first miracle you created without even trying. You didn't ask to become someone's reason, yet here you are, my reason to be better, to speak softer, to work harder, to stay longer, to heal deeper, to pray stronger, to dream wider, to stand up when I want to sit down, to begin again when I want to quit. And I'm telling you this because one day life will try to convince you that you are ordinary, that you are just one more person walking through crowded streets with crowded thoughts, that you are only as important as your mistakes or your marks or your money. And I want you to remember before that day comes that you arrived carrying a power no one can measure. You changed someone else's plan simply by existing, and if you can do that without effort, imagine what you can do when you decide to move with intention. My child, listen to me the way you listen to the rain when you can't sleep, quietly, patiently, letting it sink in, because I'm going to tell you truths that will keep you standing when storms test you. Life will not always clap for you, and sometimes it will not even understand you, but you must never confuse silence with failure. The seed grows in silence, the river carves stone in silence, the dawn arrives in silence, and your greatest transformations will often happen when nobody is watching. When it's just you and your mind negotiating whether you will keep going. And in those private moments I want you to choose yourself, not the lazy version, not the fearful version, but the brave version that says, I'm still becoming. You are allowed to be a work in progress. You are allowed to start over, you are allowed to be unsure and still move forward, and you are allowed to be tired, but you are not allowed to give up on the future that is waiting for you to arrive. People will try to label you because labels make them comfortable, smart, slow, too emotional, too quiet, too bold, too much, not enough. Yet the truth is you are not a label, you are a whole universe. And the only voice that must become louder than the world is the voice inside you that says, I was made for more than survival. There will be days when you lose something, an opportunity, a friendship, a dream you held so tightly you thought it was your identity, and you will feel like the ground moved under your feet. But I need you to understand this. Losing is not the same as being lost, and endings are not always punishment. Sometimes an ending is protection, sometimes it's a redirection, sometimes it's life removing what cannot travel with you to the next level, and you must learn to release without turning bitter, because bitterness is like drinking poison and hoping the past suffers. Instead, choose wisdom. Because wisdom turns wounds into maps, and maps lead you forward. My beloved child, you will meet people who shine, and you will be tempted to compare your flame to theirs, but comparison is a thief dressed like a teacher, and it will rob you of joy while pretending it's motivating you. So promise me you will compete only with who you were yesterday, because that is the only fair competition, and it is the one that builds character instead of insecurity. Understand that confidence is not loudness. Confidence is keeping your promises to yourself, even the small ones, especially the small ones, like waking up when you said you would, finishing what you start, apologizing when you're wrong, being disciplined when nobody is forcing you, choosing kindness when anger is easier, and speaking truth even when silence would be safer. This is how people become unbreakable, not by never breaking, but by refusing to stay broken. And yes, life may break your heart, but a broken heart is not the end of love. It's the beginning of depth, and depth is where greatness lives. You will discover that talent can open a door, but character keeps it open, that speed can impress, but consistency wins, and that luck may visit, but preparation invites it to stay. I want you to build a life that doesn't collapse when applause stops, a life supported by habits, values, skills, and self-respect. Don't chase attention, chase mastery. Because attention is a wave and mastery is an ocean, and when you fail, and you will fail sometimes, because only people who attempt great things meet great resistance. Do not speak to yourself like an enemy, speak to yourself like someone you love, like someone you're responsible for raising. Because you are, say, okay, that hurt, but it taught me, say, I can improve, say, this is not my final chapter, because the most dangerous sentence is not I can't, it is this is just who I am, as if growth isn't possible. Growth is always possible, my child, as long as you are alive and willing. And when people misunderstand you, don't waste years trying to be understood by those committed to misreading you. Be honest. Be respectful, be clear, and keep moving, because your life is too precious to spend it on convincing someone to see what they refuse to see. Protect your heart, yes, but don't harden it. Be strong, yes, but don't become cold. The world needs people who can carry strength and softness together. Like a warrior who also knows how to heal, learn to say no without guilt, learn to rest without shame, learn to walk away without hatred, learn to forgive without returning to what broke you, and learn that peace is not weakness, it is power under control. I also need you to understand that your future will be built more by your daily choices than by your dramatic moments. It is not one giant leap that changes your life. It is 1,000 small steps taken faithfully, the quiet discipline of showing up when motivation disappears. Motivation is a visitor, discipline is a resident, and if you build your home on discipline, your dreams will always have an address. You will have days when you don't feel special, when you feel behind, when you feel like everyone else has figured it out, and on those days I want you to remember, people often post the highlights and hide the hard parts. Do not measure your real life against someone else's edited version. Your path will be yours, unique, sacred, sometimes lonely. But loneliness is not always a sign you're doing something wrong. Sometimes it's proof you're doing something rare. Stay humble, but never shrink. Be polite, but never be powerless. Be kind, but never be a doormat, and never apologize for wanting more from life. As long as more includes more integrity, more growth, more contribution, more love, more courage, because success without character is a beautiful house built on sand. It looks good until the storm comes. Build on rock, honesty, patience, gratitude, resilience, and faith in your ability to learn. And let me tell you something else that people don't say enough. You are allowed to be proud of yourself. You are allowed to celebrate progress even if it's small. You are allowed to clap for yourself when nobody claps, because your effort matters even when results take time. My beloved child, when you feel overwhelmed, simplify, breathe, do the next right thing. Then the next. Don't try to carry tomorrow's weight today. Even the strongest shoulders have limits, and wisdom is knowing when to pause, but don't pause in your purpose. Pause to refill. Pause to reflect, pause to heal, then stand up again, because your story is not for quitting, it's for rising, and I want you to become the kind of person who keeps promises not just to others but to yourself, because self-trust is the foundation of everything. When you trust yourself, you don't panic when things change, you adapt, you learn. You respond instead of reacting, you become steady. And steadiness is a superpower in a world addicted to chaos. Keep your circle clean, my child. Be close to people who water you, not those who drain you. Be close to people who challenge you with love, not those who flatter you with lies. And be close to God, or to the deepest truth you believe in. Because you will need something bigger than moods to anchor you when feelings become storms, and when you accomplish something, because I believe you will. Stay grateful, stay grounded, stay generous, because life has a way of testing people with success as much as with struggle. Don't let winning make you arrogant. And don't let losing make you ashamed. Both are temporary. What remains is who you are becoming, my beloved child. I want you to know I don't need you to be perfect to be worthy. I don't need you to be the best to be loved. I don't need you to win everything to make me proud. I need you to be honest, to be courageous, to be kind, to be persistent, to be the kind of person who, when knocked down, looks at the ground, learns what it can, and then stands up with more wisdom than before. I need you to protect your mind, because your mind is a garden, and whatever you plant there will grow. Plant hope, plant patience, plant gratitude, plant learning, and when weeds appear, doubt, self-hate, fear, pull them early, because unattended weeds spread. Feed your mind with books, with skill, with truth, with mentors, with prayer, with silence, with good music, with good people, with goals that scare you just enough to keep you alive. And don't underestimate the power of your words. Speak life over yourself. Don't call yourself stupid. Don't call yourself a failure. Don't joke about your own potential as if it's funny to shrink. Your words are seeds, and you will live in the house you build with them. Say, I am learning. Say, I am growing. Say, I can handle hard things. Say, I will try again, because the person you become is listening. My beloved child, if nobody else tells you this, let me say it clearly. You matter. Your existence is not an accident. Your heart is not a burden. Your sensitivity is not weakness. Your dreams are not childish. Your mistakes are not your identity, and your future is not already decided by your past, you can rewrite, rebuild, restart, reimagine. You can become someone who inspires others not by pretending life is easy, but by proving that hard seasons can still produce beautiful fruit. And if you ever feel alone, remember you were never created to do life by yourself. Ask for help when you need it, because strong people don't refuse support, they use it wisely. And when you help others, do it from overflow, not from emptiness. You are not here to save everyone at the cost of yourself. You are here to shine, and shining is not selfish. It is service, because your light gives others permission to find theirs. My beloved child, I look at you and I see tomorrow. I see a person who can turn pain into purpose, who can turn setbacks into strategy, who can turn criticism into fuel, who can turn fear into focus. And yes, you will cry sometimes, because you are human, and tears are not defeat, they are release, they are cleansing, they are proof that your heart is alive. But after the tears, wipe your face and remember who you are. You are the child who changed someone's plan the moment you were seen, and that means you carry something undeniable. So walk into your days with your head high and your heart steady. Learn, practice, fail, rise, repeat. Love deeply but wisely, trust slowly but honestly. Speak truth kindly, work hard quietly, and keep your connection with the one who gives you strength when your own strength runs low. And if the world ever tries to reduce you to your worst moment, stand tall and say, I am more than this, because you are more than what happened to you, more than what they said, more than what you lost, more than what you fear. You are possibility wrapped in breath, purpose wrapped in skin, and strength wrapped in softness. And I promise you, no matter how far you go, no matter how busy life becomes, no matter how many seasons change, this message will remain true. Seeing you changed my plan. And it changed it for the better, because you reminded me that life isn't only about achieving, it's about becoming. And you, my beloved child, are a reminder that the future is worth fighting for, worth building for, worth praying for, worth loving for. And I want you to take this message and hold it like a lantern when nights get dark. You are loved, you are capable, you are guided, you are growing, you are stronger than you think, and your life, yes, your life, has meaning that is still unfolding, page by page, step by step, breath by breath. And I believe in the person you are becoming even on the days you struggle to believe in yourself. My beloved child, let me continue. Because some messages are too important to end in one breath, and this is one of them. When I say your life changed his plan after seeing you, I mean that your presence has a strange, holy way of interrupting what people thought was normal, as if destiny pauses, looks at you, and says, no, not like that. Do it better. And I want you to understand that this isn't just poetry, it's a principle. The right soul can shift the direction of a whole story, and you, my child, have that kind of soul. You may not always feel it, especially when you are in rooms where you must shrink to fit, or when your effort is unseen, or when your heart is heavy and your smile feels like work. But power isn't proven only in loud moments. Power is proven in endurance, and you have already endured things you didn't even think you could survive, yet here you are, still breathing, still trying, still becoming, and that alone is a victory many people will never understand. One day you will realize that your hardest seasons were not meant to destroy you, they were meant to train you, to strengthen your inner spine, to teach you how to stand without begging the world for permission, because the truth is the world will not always give you permission to be great. You will have to take responsibility for your greatness, and responsibility can feel heavy, but it is also freedom. Because when you take responsibility you stop waiting for someone else to rescue your dreams, you become the one who builds, who repairs, who learns, who rises, and yes, there will be moments when you feel like you are late, like you missed your chance, like others are ahead. But listen to me, being behind is often an illusion created by comparison. Your timing is not a mistake, your pace is not a disgrace, and your journey is not a race. A flower does not apologize for blooming later than another flower. It blooms when it is ready, and when it blooms, it is still beautiful. The same is true for you. Do not rush your growth just to satisfy people who don't have to live your life. Instead, grow deeply, and growing deeply means learning to sit with discomfort without running away, learning to face your flaws without hating yourself, learning to accept correction without losing confidence, learning to be alone without feeling abandoned, and learning to be loved without feeling unworthy. I want you to build a heart that can receive love without suspicion, and give love without losing itself, because some people will come into your life and try to turn your kindness into a weakness. They will test how much you will tolerate, and I need you to remember, you can be gentle and still have boundaries. You can be loving and still say no, you can forgive and still move forward without reopening the same door. Forgiveness is not permission, it is release, it is choosing peace over endless war, and if you ever feel guilty for protecting yourself, remind yourself that protecting your peace is not selfish, it is sacred, my beloved child. Dreams are expensive, not in money first, but in discipline, patience, focus, rejection, early mornings, quiet nights, and the courage to look foolish while learning. People will admire the results but not the process. They will clap when you win, but they may not stand with you while you struggle. So your relationship with your purpose must be stronger than your need for applause. You have to learn to keep going when you are not celebrated, when nobody posts you, when nobody notices, when your progress feels slow.